snowball.
I hope that fixed the audio. If it did, y'all give me a thumbs up, and I got to go through all that stuff again. Sorry. I hope that fixed the audio. If it did, y'all give me a thumbs up. Apparently, it fixed the audio. Sorry. I hope that fixed the audio. If it did, there it is right there. Apparently, it fixed the audio. Sorry. All right, we got that fixed. This is JW right here. His granny, my mom, started calling him Dub. Obviously, JW. His name is James Walker Carter, and he's our middle child, and the apple of his mother's eye.
He is Ricky made all over. And JW was born on my last nerve and has lived there all his life.
I'm still hanging on.
He is probably one of the best engineers I know. Who doesn't know he's one of the best engineers?
But he tells me every day.
I do tell him every day. He's a great engineer. And he'd make a good one if he'd apply himself. So we're working on that, okay?
We had something going on this morning at the station, and I said, listen to the live air on the speakers and use the cue to figure out how far apart they are. He's like, wait, what?
There's the plug right there, baby.
We are in the RV. The question was asked, are we in the RV? And yes, we are.
And not because it's not beautiful outside. It is gorgeous outside, isn't it? It is gorgeous. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take the camera and turn it around and show you that it is gorgeous outside.
Window, not the window shield.
I know, but it's beautiful out there.
Have me add in to the live stream, and I'll go outside with mine.
Okay, cool. I'll send you a link.
All right.
Again, because we didn't have the snowball working right off the bat, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's do that all over again.
Okay.
Happy Mother's Day.
I'm not his mama.
And I was mentioning about the art of RVing. Raising Arizona is one of our favorites. It takes a special person to appreciate Raising Arizona, and we do.
We like the Coen brothers. So
we do. We like the Coen brothers.
Oops.
Oh, you have done messed up because it took me a half hour to figure out how to get that thing right. There you go.
Okay.
All right. On Mother's Day, I was going to say we've got a couple of slides to show you of our mother, my mother, her mother, and I was saying that Miss Barbara is my favorite mother. And she is. I love my mom, but this is my favorite mother because she is the mother of my children, and I love her for it. All right. We're in the RV, as I said, because when we get outside, it's so bright out there. The weather has been so beautiful that it overpowers the camera, the background, and we're nothing but a shadow. So we decided to go ahead and shoot on camera. I'm going to go ahead and look at, I do know that Jerry Holly was the very first one in the room. We've got Mel and Nettie living free zip codeless. Mel, Nettie, proud to see y'all here. Thank you so much. Bob's Adventure. Also, Posh Cats Camping. You'll appreciate one of the slides I have a little later, and I'll explain why. Over the Hill RVing. Great to see y'all here. Let's see who else we have. We have Justin and Christine's RV van life.
And
actually,
happy Mother's Day,
happy
Christine.
Mother's Day, Christina.
One of your first.
That's your first.
It's her first, yeah.
That's right. And that's now Michael's channel. It's Michael. Michael's
yes.
RV van life with subtitle Justin and Christine. So that's the way it's going to be from now on with you guys. But proud you're here. RV living yet, nursing our travel bug. Great to see y'all here.
Bob's Adventure.
That's right. And
Daydream about nice things.
Player 9 Gaming.
Very good.
Nice background. Well, that's
home.
That's Matilda. That's home right now. Lucky Dog Productions. That's Bob over there. Thank you so much. Artist on the Road. Scott Jacobs and Appreciation.
Beyond Beauty 3. Glad to have you.
Hitch Up and Tow. Great name for a channel there. And Happy Place Camping. It's good to see you guys here. RV Ashes in April. Proud to see y'all. Uncle Lisa Productions. Who else we got? Harold Gatlin. One of the Gatlin brothers. And am I caught up yet? I don't think.
Did you say Artists on the Road and
Artists,
Blue Wave?
Yeah, Blue Wave Odyssey. Hi, Bob. Are you working on getting yours back?
You just haven't shaved in a day or two.
I have actually got to I've actually got to shave mine off again. I've let it go, but I want to make a video without it, and I've not yet made that video, so I got to shave the stubble off again and then start.
Okay.
But otherwise, I'd be well on the way to recouping. Let's see who else we got here.
There was Van Like Regina.
JW Carter.
He's finally in.
Okay, I'm going to shoot JW a link. Miss Barbara, if you'll, this is in radio, what we call fill time here.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't tell me I was fill timing. I thought you were assigning me a job other than fill timing. So anyway, it's been a beautiful day here, and I hope you guys are also enjoying your Mother's Day. And no matter, I mean, two of my boys, one's at work and one's in North Carolina, but I've talked to all of them. JW, of course, is here. I've got 3 boys. So I've talked to all of them, and it's been a little unusual for us because normally they shower me with lunch or gifts or whatever, and this year it's been a little bit not so full of presents, just full of love. So that's what's important.
I also have 3 sons.
Do you? That's how that works.
And am thankful for all of them, and thankful to this lovely lady right here for being the mother of my children and the anchor of this family, because she truly is and always has been.
Thank you.
Let's see if JW, there's
yeah, he's outside.
there he is. He's going to give us a look around. JW, if you would turn your phone to landscape.
That way we see more of the yard and less of you.
There we go. He's taking his phone doesn't flip, so he's got a weird phone. He breaks phones about every 3 months. He's breaking a phone. So
there we go.
All right, kind of. There he is. I see him right out there. And what a beautiful day it is outside. And
the son of RV on her way.
there we are, right there. Everybody wave.
We're waving.
Can't see us. We're in that window right there by that tree. And there, of course, is the infamous satellite dish that I ran over. Not that one. That's the one I had to buy to replace the one I ran over in the yard. That one right there.
That's one of my new jobs. See, Ricky's one of those, he's got his little cell phone out, and he's looking for the best place to put the satellite dish to get the best reception.
Right.
And he put it out there.
And moved it, and moved it, and moved it, and moved it.
And he couldn't get all of the channels that we have on the satellite.
I put it up on top.
You've done that, but since we've been in this location, you just put it out there. Well, we have a guy comes and cuts our grass for us, and he came and cut the grass. So I had to move the dish out of the way.
Right.
And when he was finished, I picked up the dish and I just dropped it in the yard close to where Ricky had it. And now we got all our channels. I didn't use nothing to find out where I was.
No satellite finder app or anything. Just walked out there, plopped it down, and bingo, all 3 satellites
all of our
popped
channels,
in.
all of our channels.
Look at that picture right there. What a beautiful day. That is our the pastor next door, our next door neighbor, Dr. Burgess. And Dr. Burgess lives over there with a slew of animals and a slew of kids. And he's got horses out there and a donkey named Eeyore and a peacock named
Pedro.
And Miss Barbara does her walking up and down that fence row that you're looking at. That's where she does her 5 miles. She treks all around the property, up and down the road, down this fence row. And way down there at the end, as you're looking down toward the end of that fence row, that's where Pedro lives. And Pedro is a male peacock, and
he comes and gets me.
He loves Miss Barbara. He'll escort her. He'll come and get her when she starts approaching, and then escort her on down toward the end of that path. And I gotta get you to tell this story. A couple of years ago, she came in all sad.
Oh, I was upset.
She was very upset. Tell the story.
I walked that path, and one day I was walking it, and all of a sudden I found peacock feathers everywhere. And I'm picking them up, and I'm scared. Something happened to Pedro. Some animal got him. Something happened. So I was really worried. And I went online to find out why peacocks would lose their feathers, and then I found out he was molting, and they do that all the time.
She thought he got it.
I thought he got it. Anyway.
She thought Pedro was it. And sometimes we sit out here.
In the evening?
In the evening, we'll sit outside, and Pedro will call to Miss Barbara.
And I call back. Caw-caw. We talk to each other. And the horses, since I walked that, the horses, there's 3 horses and a donkey, and they come on up to the fence because I usually have apples on my last lap. So
yeah,
they like, I love having those wild animals, and they're not mine.
And on the other side of our property, we got cows.
We do.
The Yancey's, a local rancher, he's got cows over there, and we have a lot of flies. If you know anything about living right next door to cattle, you're gonna have flies. So sometimes we're just inundated with flies.
Can
and
you flip those two?
They're also
because
across
Happy
the.
Mother's Day is in the middle of my face.
I can't flip that. That's
Okay.
that's in the. I can turn that off.
Happy Mother's Day.
What I can do though is I can do this right here.
Hey, well then I'm the only one in there.
There you go.
There
Tom,
I go.
look at
Okay.
there. There's the horses, and
Yep,
there's
my
Eeyore.
horses. The brown one's the sweetest one. She always comes to the fence first. But anyway, we're really blessed out here. Although, hate to say it, we're hoping to sell it. We'll always be somewhere in the country. We've got some other property. You saw that probably in an earlier video when we had the racetrack. We still have that property. That's where we would love to go ahead and put up an RV stop place so that we can have a place to come and park it when we come down here to see family. So we're really very, very, very nice.
I'm just looking through the chat here. I like what nursing our travel bug said. Flies and the smell of money.
Especially right now, because they need milk and beef. It's nice out here. We've got a great piece of property, and we've got some wonderful neighbors, and we really enjoy it.
RV living yet? We live in a little town called Hillburg, which is in the southeastern corner of Alabama.
Need to get you back in the camera, baby.
Okay.
I'll have to just either scoot closer.
There you go. There you go.
go.
Yeah, we live in southeast Alabama. Our good friend Gary from Daydream About Nice Things lives in North Alabama. And right now, I don't know if they're in the room. I didn't see them. There's Summers Going Coastal. Good to see y'all.
Yep.
Right now, we have Wayward Waggs. Dustin and Leslie are over in near Phoenix City, Alabama at Fort Benning, here on the Alabama side of the Chattahoochee River, which flows out of Atlanta and down through Columbus and splits the state here in the southern portion between Georgia and Alabama. And we are just, we can't wait. The governor of Alabama, Kay Ivey, has opened up dining, nail salons, barbers, certainly use a haircut. And unfortunately, well, the bars are open as well, but the nightclubs are not open. Outdoor musical venues, indoor musical venues, and sports of any kind have still been locked down.
You can check JW.
But perhaps we can get up with Leslie and Dustin before they head north up to Virginia in that area. Thank you, Dub. I don't know where you're going now. I think he's on the back part of the property. We've got another barn. He's going back there. We've got another barn back on the back of the property.
We need a bush hog.
We definitely do. Yeah, there's the barn on the back of the property. We have 2 sheds out there. Thank you, JW. We're going to go ahead and ease off. There's the back of our house from way back on the property right there. Thank you, JW. We appreciate that. All right. Now you've had a look around. That's where we call home. We also have some property about 4 miles away. Mm-hmm. And that's where we're hoping to put up maybe a small building and maybe a slab with a cover and a place to park the RV and a place to come in off the road should the pandemic continue or happen again or relapse.
Something happens or we have some of you guys passing by and need a place to stop.
Yeah, I'll pour 2 or 3 slabs out there and have hookups and you know, that's like Blue Wave Bob's and Debbie's dream of going out west and finding some property and setting up a little Blue Wave ranch or Blue Wave RV resort or something like that. It'd be kind of cool to have your friends come over, a place to park their 5th wheel, their trailer, or their RV and just hang out, come off the road for a couple of days, hang out, hit the road again. Heck, we don't even have to be here.
No.
It'd just be a place to stay and move on down the road. Maybe that's something we can all look into if you own property. Anyway, it is Mother's Day, and
happy Mother's Day, Renee. Renee Hall is Ricky's sister.
Is Renee here?
Yeah, she checked in. She said, happy Mother's Day.
Hello, Renee. That is my sister, Donna Renee Carter Hall. Proud to see you on here. We appreciate it. We were able to gather around the campfire last night, her family, our family, and our brother's family, and some friends. And we socially distanced, but enjoyed ourselves.
Yep.
And
nice.
Picked and grinned a little bit around the campfire. And we're enjoying doing that a little more and more. And we actually have some pretty cool news. You want to go ahead and tell them what our cool news is?
I don't know what our cool news is.
Oh, for goodness gracious. Mel and Eddie says yes, and play guitar.
We do play guitar, absolutely.
We definitely do.
I don't know where you want to go with that. You have to give me a little better hint.
What have we been missing?
Well, we're going to be going camping.
That's it. That is the big news. Woo!
Yes, since KIV is opening up a few things, Corps of Engineer is opening up on the 18th of May right here in Alabama. And that first weekend will be at the lake. We also have a week planned in Destin, Florida. We'll be at Mid-Bay Shores for a whole week. And I have planned a couple of other weekends. And I even made reservations. I hadn't told you yet. I made reservations for the 4th of July week. And the reason I hadn't told them yet is because since we're taking off the last week of June or first week of June, I don't know if you can take off the first week of July.
I run the joint. I can take off anytime I want.
Well, anyway, we've got reservations at the lake for the 4th of July week. Last year, we went to Pensacola for the 4th of July week, and I already made plans for the lake before I stopped. Well, I kind of got crazy. You know, it's like that internet shopping. They opened up the reservations for the park, and I just kept hitting weekends, filling it all up. So we're really looking forward to being back out there. We love the COE campgrounds, and
we're going to the Corps of Engineer campgrounds not this coming weekend, but the weekend after, and we'll be doing our live stream from there. It's called White Oak, Hardridge Creek.
We're going to Hardridge Creek first.
We're going to Hardridge Creek and a little portion of Hardridge Creek called Pirates Cove, one of our favorites. There's no bad sights on Pirates Cove. You're surrounded by water when you go out there.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait. I am just chomping at the bits. Ask her what I did all day yesterday.
Oh, he actually worked on Matilda. He fixed my stairs so I could actually walk out and step and not look around for the plastic footstool.
Yeah.
And he's working on the generator.
The motor went out on the auto steps. And so I got to get a new motor. I've got that ordered, but I fixed them temporarily. And I can drive the motors up and down remotely because the controller went out. So I got those parts ordered, and I worked on the generator because I learned one thing from this pandemic is we need to be boondock ready.
Yeah.
And we didn't pay any attention to our freshwater tanks. We didn't pay any attention to the generator, which I knew had a bad fuel pump. So I've ordered fuel pump, carburetor rebuild, oil filter, air breather, fuel filter, spark plugs. I'm going to give her a once over and an oil change and get her ready so that we'll be ready to go.
You notice he waited until the pandemic was almost over before he started doing all this honeydew stuff. But hey, I appreciate him doing it. Nursing our travel bug, you're right. I had those weekends planned. If he can't go, I'm going without him. All he has to do is set her up and go back to work. I'll be there all week. Poshcast Camping, yes, he needs to have a holiday card, and I have to sign off on it.
What's a holiday card?
It's a vacation application. She says vacation application. We call it a holiday card.
Oh.
See? Read.
In the Navy, we called it a leave chit.
Yep.
Got to put in a leave chit. That's chit with a C. Chit. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our slideshow. I put together a couple of pictures. Miss Barbara got some pictures together, and earlier Linda had mentioned that it's probably a sad Mother's Day for me and Renee. Renee's in here, and yes, that's true for me and Renee and our brother Art. We lost our mother just to a long-term illness and a stroke back right at the beginning of this whole ordeal, and have had precious little time to spend together as a family since her passing. We were together at the funeral, but it was almost like the day after the funeral they locked everything down.
Yeah.
So yes, it is sad, but our family knows where she is, and we have nothing but sweet memories. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this slideshow right here. I'd like to show my desktop. We'll go ahead and turn off, if I can remember how to turn off that's how you do it. Turn that off right there. All right. So that is a picture of my mother. That is Mary Maxine Harris as a child. And there she is with her siblings. There she is with one of her sisters as she's starting to get a little older. And of course, there she is with our Aunt Patsy. Her and Patsy, and God knows who that long, tall drink of water is right there. And that's in high school, probably at Houston County High School. And that is Renee. Y'all saw her in the chat. She's in the chat. And that is Donna Renee Carter in the arms of James Roy Carter. What a spiffy hat that is, Roy. I've been looking for one of those. I need me one of those hats right there. And there's, of course, Maxine right there as a very young family. There she is holding me, and that's Renee standing in the foreground. And you notice over to the right of them is a salt and pepper 1957 Chevy. And boy, I wish I had that car. I'd give anything for that car. Now, this is an interesting picture right here. Posh Cats Camping. This picture was taken at what used to be the Air Force military housing at Molesworth, which is near Alconbury. And this was Navy housing. It is now an apartment complex. But at that time, as you can see the way the houses were laid out in the rows, that was Air Force housing. And that is me with my father, and our youngest brother, Art, with my mother. But that is in Molesworth, England. When my father was stationed there in the Air Force, there's Mom and Daddy. And there's the whole family, and you see that spiffy guy with the mustache and the sideburns on the back row right there. That handsome joker was, of course, moi.
Moi.
And now you got to look at this picture real close right here, because something happened to moi after I retired. Didn't retire, but I got out of the Navy after 10 years. You see Miss Barbara standing next to Maxine on the front row. My mother, Maxine, is in the red checkered outfit. Barbara is standing to her left in is probably a light pink outfit. And directly over her left shoulder is me, clocking in about 350 pounds. Yeah. I would say those were lean years. Those were anything but lean years. And there's Dub and Michael and the rest of our family there in that picture. But look at that joker right there. Woo! Had some poundage on me. She loved her pets. There she is with Gabby. There we are together. There, yeah. There she is with the youngest brother, Art. She enjoyed having fun. And she had a great sense of humor. I'm not going to tell you what she was thinking when she was showing us this ice cream cone. But from the giggle on her face, you can pretty much tell what she was joking about. And she loved her tomatoes. And up until the time she died, every year she would make sure she went to the tomato patch and picked her a bait of tomatoes. She loved her tomatoes, and our youngest brother, Art, would always make sure she had a trip over there to get her tomatoes. The greener, the better. Yep. There she is driving the old Deacon. That was a stock car that me and Dub ran over at the local dirt track. And she insisted that she wanted to ride in that. She wanted to drive it.
She did.
She did. And she was in.
She couldn't reach the pedal, but she drove it.
That's right. About 10 miles an hour all the way around the track. She couldn't. And when she got back around, we said, what happened? She said, I couldn't reach the pedal. We strapped her in the 5-point harness and cinched her in so tight, didn't realize her foot wouldn't reach the pedal. So she idled all the way around the track. But this was in her late 70s right here when we had her inside. We called this car the Deacon, old 41. And there she is with Dub, after she made her victorious lap around.
And that joker there in the background.
That's old Joe Hall back there walking the track. And there she is. We had family pictures taken one day, and she had her outfit on. And let me tell you, a dog never had a better friend than my mother, Miss Maxine Carter. So now we're going to move on to Miss Lila Mae Holter Purse. And you can tell us about her, Barbara.
My mother was the youngest of 13 children. She is a first-generation American. She's the youngest of the children. And you see there, she passed away in 94. A wonderful mother. She raised 4 daughters and a son. My father was in the military, so she did most of the raising by herself because he was in the Army. That's her high school graduation picture. And there's her with my dad on their wedding day. And
what wedding? What year? What was that?
They were married in 1951 in May.
And their first child, Barbara, was born in 1953.
December 53. Now that is my firstborn child, Michael. He was the one that made me a mother.
Michael Robert
Carter. That's another picture of Michael.
One of Miss Barbara's favorite pictures of him.
I loved it.
That was taken in Yokosuka, Japan.
We did a lot of traveling in Yokosuka, he and I. A lot of great adventures because he was the only one I had for a long time.
Yeah.
5 years between him. And there's him on a fishing trip with us.
He growed up.
He growed up a little bit.
He growed up a little.
He's the one that's the CNA. Now that one there, that's JW. And that's one of my favorite pictures of him.
Is that a hinge in my jaw?
Yeah, he could unhinge his jaw when he would cry. Buddy, he could cry. He could do him a bit of crying.
He did a bit of crying. And then there's him growed up a little bit more.
Now, were you a PFC?
Yes.
PFC Carter right there. And that was where was that at?
That was actually in Fort Polk, Louisiana.
Fort Polk, Louisiana.
Something I haven't even told my parents about that picture.
Yeah.
You can't tell there's a bit of tobacco under the lip.
Oh, you're doing a little dip there, huh?
Trying.
Oh, well, it's a good thing you didn't catch.
I turned green.
Yeah, I bet you did. And there he is with his lovely bride, Miss Elizabeth.
Who is currently spending time with her mother.
She's spending time with her mother today.
And that's my baby. That was my last one. That was Clayton Edwin Carter. That was one of his baby pictures that we had. And he's grown up a little bit too. There he is on our fish. You see how that big fish he got there?
He is so happy.
He's so happy.
He caught bait. The hook is bigger than the fish.
Well, he went on to catch a lot more fish.
He did, but that is the kind of personality he has. He lives wide open, and he's fun-loving, and he's a great guy. And there he is at his commissioning.
His commissioning, as you see, he graduated from Auburn University, ROTC student. And that's my sister Sue with me in the blue sweater. We don't look anything alike.
Yes, y'all do, too. And that was in 2006, upon graduation and commissioning into the U.S. Navy. And immediately after he was commissioned in the Navy,
that's his second duty.
They augmented, he was on board the Donald Cook, a guided missile destroyer. And after that, they augmented forces. That meant they took from the other military forces and augmented the Army. And he was immediately taken from the Navy and started working with the Army over in Kuwait. And that
was when he was stationed on board the USS Nimitz, and he never went underway with the Nimitz because they sent him.
He got stationed on the Nimitz aircraft carrier and immediately got forward, augmented to work with the Army. And they said, we know you're a sailor, but here, put on all this stuff and go get ready to defend and shoot. So that's what he did. And this is
our beautiful daughter-in-law, Tara.
Our daughter.
Yep, our daughter. She is Clay's wife, and she is a Marine. She also graduated and was commissioned at Auburn University.
She is currently a major in the Marine Corps.
That's right.
And this is on some of her training. And she would love nothing more than to be right where you see her in this picture. She loves being out there in it. And Clay would rather be at the house cooking and playing his video games and doing his liaison stuff for the armed forces for the Navy. And but they're a great couple. And she is, as I've always said, she is my favorite jarhead. There she is. That is Tara Patton Carter right there. And yes, Tara Patton, she is actually kin to Patton.
Yep. That is my dog Scoop, my little rat terrier. That's a baby picture. That's my finger right there, so she wasn't very big. But she's what makes me a mother now.
And who else makes you a mother now?
The next one, that's Cody. She is our bull lab. And she's
laying right behind her right now on the floor, and she ain't that big. She's a little bigger than that right now.
This was, of course, taken when Cody was just a baby. She was just a couple months old, and now she's about 7. So that's those two puppy dogs they're my babies. Speaking of babies, That was when Ricky and I were stationed in San Diego. We were actually at the Submariners Ball, and that dress had all those little frilly things on them.
It sure did.
And I think that picture was those 2 bottles of wines in.
Yeah. I distinctly remember that evening. That is one evening I do remember. And maybe that's why I'm already looking very serious in that picture right there.
I was having a great time.
She was having a wonderful time that night. But that's the lovely Miss Barbara and RM2, Radioman 2nd Class Carter. And there's her lovely kilted husband right there.
Yeah.
And
that's a good picture.
Yep. And then, of course, Miss Barbara sporting. She is sporting. Don't mess with her, folks.
That's my that was my Christmas present.
What was that sound again? What's the sound of a cannon?
Yeah, they like making fun of me.
And there you have it. Our salute to my mother, Mary Maxine Harris Carter, and to Miss Lila Mae Holter Purse,
yep.
And to Barbara Nancy Purse Carter.
Me.
That would be you.
Yeah. Both Maxine and, of course, my mother, Lila, wonderful women. I've been truly blessed to have both of those women in my life. So, I am.
Let's see what's going on in the chat over here. We are sorely behind. Let me jump up here and see what. Holy smokes!
They like my picture.
Look at him. Lippy Lisa Lipsticks. That is Lisa Summers said Barbara had it going on.
I did. I really did.
Yeah, she had it going on. She had it going on. Awesome pets.
Yeah.
And we've had, that was just 2 of them.
That was 2 of them.
She could have pulled out, you remember that little accordion, the little wallet accordion picture thing that would flip out? Barbara could have one of those 10 feet long with all our pets in it. We have not spared ourselves the love and, of course, the heartbreak of being pet owners, multiple pet owners at any one time. I think we've had as many as 6 at one time.
We had 6 dogs at one time.
We did, because we live out in the country, and we'll go to the pound and get a dog, and then somebody will leave a stray. And we can't bring ourselves not to, we can't turn our back when they come to the door. In fact, that's how Marley got here.
Marley showed up at the door.
Just came to the door and sat on the door. That's right. That was in response to Clay. He caught bait. He surely did. Let's see here. Loved your sharing. Well, I'm proud y'all did, and I appreciate it. I thank all of y'all for being here. 27 of you in the room on a Sunday afternoon on Mother's Day. I don't know what your state looks like, whether or not you have restaurant dining open. We wouldn't have gone out anyway, even if restaurants had open. And that is the one reason our governor, Kay Ivey, decided to open them at 5 o'clock on Monday afternoon. Is because she knew it would be crazy on Mother's Day, because everybody, without consideration, would want to take their mothers out, and it wouldn't have been a good thing. It would have been out of control, basically. So I understand why she did it. We wouldn't have gone anyway. We're very content, and we're probably gonna keep on doing the curbside thing for a while.
I think so.
We can still support our local restaurants, but at the same time, we don't have to subject anybody else to our atmosphere or their atmosphere to us. So that's just the best way we feel to look at it. And that's what we're going to continue doing. Let's see. Thank you so much, Artist on the Road. We appreciate it. And I see that you're a fur baby lover there. Who is that? Can you tell us, Artists on the Road, who that
beautiful dog is?
I was going to say mutt, but that's fine.
No, all dogs are beautiful.
Of course they are, but they're still mutts. I don't think we've ever had a dog that wasn't a mutt.
Well, that's true. Our dogs are all mutts,
and we're both mutts.
That's true. I'm a mutt.
Most of us are.
You Norwegianer.
Well, yeah, she's more Norwegian Viking, and I'm more just Irish.
You are really a mutt.
I'm scattered all over the place.
What do you think I am?
You're Norwegian, scattered all over the place. Got a little bit of everything in you right there. Let's see. I think we're going to hunker down a little longer, be on the safe side. I agree with you, Linda. I think that's a great way to look at it. You know, I can put that over there for you so you could monitor the chat.
But you're doing plenty of talking.
Am I? Okay.
Yeah, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. But, anyway.
How about mail call? Any new mail this week?
No, but I have sent stuff out. Haven't gotten any back, but it's coming. I know.
We have got a stack. We've got a good, generous stack of stickers and mail from you folks that we have not put on the door yet because I just haven't braved that line over at Home Depot, and I need to get in there and or go to Lowe's or something and get a piece of plexiglass so we can continue that. But I can pretty much assure you that we've already filled the other one. I got to figure out where to go from here. Maybe rotating pieces of plexiglass on Velcro, but we have got a bunch. If you'd like one, just send us an email to rvunderway@gmail.com. rvunderway@gmail.com. Beagle Terrier mix.
Great dog. You can tell that already.
We got lied to. We picked up Scoot 15 years ago.
She's 15.
15. And they told us she was a Rat Terrier Feist mix. She's a chicken terrier. That's the one thing. She don't give a flip about a rat. She don't care to chase a squirrel. She will look at a squirrel. But buddy, if she sees a chicken, and we got neighbors who have chickens, had chickens. They had chickens.
They don't have chickens.
They don't have chickens anymore. But buddy, she took off from this front door one day and she sprinted about 300 yards and ran one down in a ditch over there because it dared step in her yard. That chicken got out here in the yard and she took it to task over there in the ditch across the road. Now, I didn't care about her going after the chicken. Chicken got away. Her crossing the road just bugs the snot out of me because I keep everything fenced in and we rarely let them out. But that day I let her out and she immediately sprinted.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Get away from Scoot. Get away from the Scoot. I love cooking at home. Very nice tribute. Thank you so much, Gene Bainey. Bainey, good to see you here today. Todd Johnston. Home Depot and Lowe's, get ready to stand in line. That's true. Let's see here. Oh, Asheville George got my giant blow-up swan in the mail last week. Thank you. Hey, you got to make a video. Blow that. I don't care what you do with it, whether you get in the kiddie pool or take it to the lake or the pond or the beach. I just want you to make a video blowing it up. Don't be using no compressor. Don't be using no electric blower. I want you to blow it up and put the video on YouTube. That's the challenge right there. See how long it takes you.
I'm waiting for yours.
Yeah, I haven't blowed mine up yet either. It's still outside in the basement. I have not blowed that thing up. James Cantonese, good to see you, sir. It's a pleasure. First time I use it, we will. He said, first time I use it, we will. Tom Johnston. I know, but I haven't. I'm just trying to figure out. Tom's new to us.
Yes, he is.
I don't know Tom. So thank you for being here. We certainly appreciate it. What time is it? I don't want to step on anybody. We got 15 more minutes here.
45 past the hour, 15 to the hour.
Thank you so much for that. Miss Barbara, is there anything you'd like to say about something you've been doing online with our Epic RV Adventure and a couple of others?
Well, we've started a Bible study, and it's called Jesus Over Everything, and it's an excellent Bible study. And I'm doing it with Shelly from Our Epic RV Adventure and Regina from. But we wanted to keep it a small one, not that we wanted to exclude anybody in particular, but it's a great Bible study, and I've really, truly enjoyed it. And we had a conversation about how churches have gone to the internet, about how they've are using YouTube and all sorts of other means. And I had to remind them that we were using YouTube to have our Bible study. But it's been a great one. So yeah, Regina from Extraordinary Journey. So again, it's been a great Bible study, and it's allowed the three of us to really get to know each other. But yeah.
Good to see you, James. It's about time now is here. Regina from Extraordinary Journey. Gene Bainey says, I absolutely have always refused to go out to a restaurant on Mother's Day. I would rather cook than wait around hours and be rushed while we are eating because there's so many waiting. I agree with you. And look at that face.
Yeah.
That's you know where Shelley gets it.
Oh, you sure do.
Absolutely.
We agree, Jeannie. Now, the only reason we start going out to eat on Mother's Day was just in the last couple of years, only because Miss Maxine, even in her older years, refused to stay out of the kitchen. And we started taking her out to restaurants because we wanted to make sure she had a chance to enjoy the day and not work. But she's a mama, so she was going to cook. So
James loves cooking, loves staying at home and cooking. And Dove sitting over there says, Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers here in the room. And our sentiments exactly. Happy Mother's Day. I hope you have plans to at least contact your mother. Miss Barbara has already received a call. She has seen all two of her local sons today.
Yes,
and has talked on the phone to Clay Tony.
Clay Tony. That was Maxine's nickname for Clay. Poor thing. How
about a Mother's Day story? A quick story. One that comes to mind about your mother. You want me to tell one while you're thinking about it?
Yeah, please do, because some of them that I remember from my mother, and she was a great woman, but they may not be suitable to be repeated on video.
All right, here's a story I'm going to tell you about a budgie. Do you know what a budgie is? Posh Cats Camping may know what a budgie is. It's another word for parakeet or the little canaries, canary, parakeets, budgies. We lived in England, and I know right now Renee Hall is online, and she's saying, no, it happened in Panama City. Well, the way I remember the story is the way I'm going to tell it. And we were living in England at the time, and Mother always cooked a big breakfast on Sunday. That was the day when the family could sit down because Daddy was up and gone before us kids got up for school. So that was the opportunity, the first day of the week when the family had a chance to sit down and have a big meal. It's that way with a lot of families. So Sunday was always the big day, and Mama made a big deal out of it. A lot of fried food, a lot of eggs, a lot of biscuits, just good Southern cooking. And she'd cook it all up, and the three of us children and Daddy and Mama would sit around the table. Well, Mama had a pet budgie, little yellow parakeet looking thing, had it in a cage inside the house. And on Sunday mornings when everybody was at home, she would open the cage and the budgie would fly around the house. And so you'd be sitting there eating and, and you'd hear, it just fly by, just flying around the house, having a good time. Well, we're sitting there that Sunday morning. And of course, if you know anything about Southern cooking, after Mama had cooked all the bacon, she takes the pan of hot grease and she sets it back on the far eye of the stove and lets it cool off back there. You know where I'm going with this. The poor budgie flew in to that pan of hot grease and made the most horrendous flapping and screeching noises that you have ever heard. Well, immediately everybody at the table jumps up and runs to the kitchen. And of course, Mama reaches back over there with a wooden spoon and she fishes the little budgie out of the hot grease, and it's flopping around on the counter, and she grabs a towel and she wraps it up in a towel, and she's squealing and she's crying, and she runs to the front room and she sits down and she's patting him with the towel, you know, trying to get the hot grease off of him. And of course he's kind of in and out of consciousness, kicking and screeching and stuff like that. And you didn't know this was going to be a horror story, did you? And she's crying, and she tells my daddy Roy, says, "Go get the hair dryer." Well, back then the hair dryer was a funny looking thing with a hose on it and a rubber cap, a plastic cap that set over your head. It wasn't one of these that you hold like this. So he goes and gets it, and she pops the little cap off of it, and she's trying to dry the budgie out with hot air coming out of the hair dryer. He's already scalded. He's already cooked. She's blowing hot air on him. Well, that ain't working. So she tells Roy, my daddy, "Go get the vacuum cleaner. Go get the vacuum cleaner. She's going to suck the grease off of him, the hot grease off of him." So she's got a towel in her lap. She's got the budgie laying on the towel. She's got the nozzle of the vacuum cleaner, the Hoover, in her hand. Daddy flips on the Hoover. She reaches and grabs a bird, and all I remember is that sound that went thump. The sound was thump. That was the budgie going into the vacuum cleaner. Now she's screaming even louder. Mama is having a conniption. She flips the lid open on the Hoover. She gets that big vacuum cleaner bag out, and she's ripping through it, and there's hair and dust and rubber bands and marbles and a little bitty wad of dusted budgie about that big. The budgie died and had a burial in the bathroom, but that budgie went through absolute hell the last moments of its life. And it was not funny at the time, but it is one of the most funny stories I recall looking back on it now. And you may not think so, but the budgie story. And that's my story, my mother's story. I got many of them, but that's one of my favorites. How about you? Have you got one to compete with? Thump?
No, I don't. We had a more normal life. No.
So sad. That poor bird. Oh my God.
But that's our family, your family, my family. You have a story or a situation that happens, and at the time it's not funny. At the time it's real serious. But just like any good lore, it grows and grows and grows each time you hear the story, and you just gotta laugh at it. It's our life, you know. So, but absolutely.
I'm glad you do Nursing Our Travel Bug. Obviously, it was very traumatic for Mom. She lost a pet, a beloved pet. But, you know, that was so many years ago. And yes, looking back, there was humor in the story looking back. And just a fun story to tell. Poor Mom. Poor Mom. My goodness. We got 5 minutes left. Are you going to tell a story?
No.
You don't have a story about the boys? Maybe one about Go Dookie in your own yard?
Dookie in your own yard really wasn't about our children.
Well, we got to hear this story.
Oh, yeah, because you started it. Go Dookie in our yard.
No, not our yard. Go Dookie in your own yard. That's the name of the story.
Own yard is the name of the story. I come home from work one day. This is in Virginia Beach. The boys are outside playing, and the neighborhood kids are all out there playing. We happen to have the center house in a cul-de-sac, so, you know, everybody kind of got right there. And I pull up in the driveway, and there's a little boy and a little girl. They're both in our yard, and the little boy's kind of squatted down. And I said, "What are you doing?" And he says, "I'm dookieing." And I couldn't, what do you say? I just looked at him and I went, "Go dookie in your own yard." So, of course, Dookie in your own yard has become a family story.
That has become the family saying now. Go Dookie in your own yard. The other family saying is, oh, my bag.
You put the aluminum on the Nintendo.
Miss Barbara, for years, she would say, oh, my bag, B-A-G, my bag. She'd do something wrong and she'd say, oh, my bag.
That's what I thought they were saying.
We let it go. We just thought that was her thing. And one day, Clay, our youngest child, he might have been 7, 8 years old at the time, he finally confronted her about it. And he says, Mama, you do understand what they're saying is my bad, meaning my fault. I just created a problem or whatever. My bad. And she goes, oh, well, now it makes sense. She was saying my bag. Had no idea why she was saying my bag. She just thought everybody was saying my bag. Well, my bag. Sorry, my bag.
That's what I thought.
My bag. All right, we're going to wrap this thing up. I think nursing our travel bug comes on next.
I believe so.
I believe they do. So if you would please kind of thank everyone for being here. Well wishes to all the mothers. I'm going to go find this link, and we're going to post a link, and we're going to have an RV Underway raid.
All right. Yes, we do honestly hope you all have a great Mother's Day. Whether your mother's still with you or she has gone on, whether you're able to be with family because of this pandemic thing that's going on, know that your mother loves you, that she's always loved you. The one thing you can always be assured of is a mother's love. And we do hope, again, that you have a wonderful, wonderful day. We're getting ready to send the link off. It is Nursing Our Travel Bug.
Mother's Day
Special
interviews. Okay. It's a special premiere. And we're going to go ahead and put a link in here. And we invite you to go over there. RV Underway Raid. I want to thank everybody for being here. There is their link right there. Please go and visit Nursing Our Travel Bug. They are starting in mere seconds.
That's right.
Happy Mother's Day. God bless y'all. Hope y'all have a safe week coming up. And until we see you again, fair winds and following seas.
Absolutely.